everyone. We're going to be covering 2 advanced forms today, but you can actually understand both of them simply by learning one. So the first one we're going to do is 망정. And the way you make it, you take a verb stem and you either attach if it ends in a consonant or a li을 if it ends in a vowel. So if you have 하다, 할망정, and if you have 먹다, 먹을망정. Isn't that easy? Notice though there is no space, so it's written as one word. In addition, you can also use a past tense verb stem with this form. So 하다 becomes 했을망정. That's all there is to it. That's all there is to conjugating it. So then what does this form mean? Well, it's actually just a strong way of saying even though or even if. Now, another way to say strong is emphatic. This form has the same overall meaning as just using the 도 ending. So 하다 would become 해도. So even if you do, it also has a stronger feeling than saying 도라도. So 하도라도. Even if you do that, and it's even a little bit stronger than saying 파솜 치더라도. So I just want to emphasize, this form is a strong, very strong sounding, even though, or even if grammar form. So the way it works is this form is used for strongly expressing the speaker's thought or opinion about something. So you're strongly expressing your opinion. You know, even though, okay, you're strongly expressing your opinion on something. That'll make more sense once I give you some example sentences. So if we have a sentence here, and we have A, whatever verb comes before this form, and then we have our form, 망정, followed by B. This is what the form means. Okay, as in, all right, I accept that. Fine. Even though A, okay, fine, A. And A is something negative. So A is something extreme or negative. Like A is really bad or, something really extreme. So, okay, fine. Even though A, yeah, that's bad. Okay. Even though B, strongly B. So if you want to condense that even further, you get the kind of feeling of, okay, A, B. That's the kind of feeling you get by using this form. Even though it just means even though or even if. You get a very strong feeling of expressing your opinion or expressing your thought. Let me give you one way that this sometimes translates as. I would rather do A than B. Again, just to clarify, you're strongly expressing B, as in your opinion on something, your thoughts on something. You're not just saying strongly, okay, this chair is really expensive, but it's on sale. You're not just saying something is, you're expressing your opinion on something. It's for a thought or an opinion. You're not going to express just something like a fact, general facts like that. So it's kind of like saying, at least you can translate it this way sometimes as, I would rather do A than B. As in, A is something that's either negative or something extreme, like some extreme example. Wow. But I'd rather do that than B. B has this strong reaction. So I don't want to do that. I'd rather do this thing, which is already bad or really extreme, something. I'd rather do that than do this because of the way I'm expressing it. Like, okay, let's just say, even if I'm going to end up dying on a mountain someday, I just don't want to give up mountain climbing, even though still this. So that's what you're saying. The most common situation you'll see this used is when expressing something that says using B, I won't do something, or I don't want to do something, or someone else expresses that. I would rather do that than do that. That's the feeling of this form. Let me show you a sentence so you can see what this looks like. 우리 식당은 자글망정 인기가 많아요. 우리 식당, so our restaurant. 작다, to be small, so 자글망정. Even though our restaurant may be small. 인기가 많다. Even though our restaurant may be small, it's really popular. Remember, let's look at our translation again. Okay, I accept this. Even though our restaurant may be small, okay, I'll give you that. That's something negative, right? It's small, negative or extreme. In this case, it's negative. Still, I'm going to strongly express my opinion that 인기가 많아요. Still, despite our restaurant, sure, yeah, maybe our restaurant's a bit small, but it's really popular. 우리 식당은 자글망정 인기가 많아요. 산에서 죽을 망정 등산을 그만두고 싶지 않아요. 산에서 죽다, to die on a mountain. 죽을 망정, so okay. I accept, I agree. Sure, I could die in a mountain, but even though, sure, I could die on a mountain. 등산. 등산 is both mountain climbing or just regular hiking. Ow, in this case, it's mountain climbing. 그만두다 is to quit. I don't want to quit mountain climbing. That's my strong opinion. My thought is, I don't want to quit mountain climbing. Even if I die on the mountain, still, I don't want to quit mountain climbing. You can also kind of turn it around when you translate it. You could say, I would rather die on a mountain than quit mountain climbing. And I think that it's okay to translate it as rather because it does kind of convey the strong, expressive feel that this form has. That if you say, I would rather do this than this, and it still sounds okay, well then maybe your sentence is correct using this form because it does have a strong meaning. 산에서 죽을 망정, 등산을 그만두고 싶지 않아요. Even if I die on a mountain, I don't want to give up. I don't want to give up mountain climbing. Okay, let's go to the next sentence. 꼴찌를 할 망정, 컨닝은 하지 않겠어요. 꼴찌를 하다 is to come in last, to get last place. 꼴찌를 할 망정. So, okay, all right, I accept it. I'm going to get last place. I know, I accept it. But even still, even if that happens, I feel strongly about this next thing I'm going to say. 컨닝 is cheating. 컨닝은 하지 않겠어요. I wouldn't cheat. So, okay, yeah, I accept it, sure. Even if I get last, though, I'm not going to cheat. I would rather get last than cheat. That's kind of the feeling you get. 꼴찌를 할 망정, 컨닝은 하지 않겠어요. So I wouldn't cheat, even if that means that I get last. 꼴찌를 할 망정, 컨닝은 하지 않겠어요. Even if I come in last, I'm not going to cheat. That's how it's going to be used most of the time. But there is a second usage of this. This same grammar form has a second use, which is to say someone does something that is surprisingly opposite from what was expected. Although it is conjugated the same way, it's only used with the verb 못하다, specifically as this, 못할 망정. So you have two options. One is with an action verb, or option B is you can use a noun followed by the topic marker, 은 or 는, and then 못할 망정. So this is the way the form will be conjugated whenever it's being used to mean this. One common adverb you'll see it used with is the adverb 오히려. 오히려 is just an adverb that means contrary to what one expected, or rather. This is not a requirement, but it's commonly used with it. Let's take a look at an example then of what this would mean. Someone doesn't do A, and I was expecting that they would do A, but someone doesn't do A. I thought they would, they didn't. Instead though, they do B. So it surprised me. I didn't expect it. I was expecting A, but no, B. That's what this form means when it's used with this form, 못할 망정. Let's do an example sentence. 철수는 나를 도와주지는 못할 망정. So A, I was expecting 철수 would help me, but he didn't help me. Instead, what he did that surprised me was, 오히려, rather, what he did was, 놀리다, made fun of me, 놀렸어요. So 철수 didn't help me, but rather just made fun of me. I was expecting 철수 to help me, right? But no, he just made fun of me. 철수는 나를 도와주지는 못할 망정, 오히려 놀렸어요. Let's do another sentence. 그 부모는 애한테 칭찬은 못할 망정, 혼을 냈어요. 그 부모는, so that parent, 애한테, to their kid, 칭찬은, so compliments, 칭찬은 못할 망정. I was expecting that the parents would compliment the kid, but no, what actually happened that surprised me was B. 혼을 냈어요. They scolded them. 그 부모는 애한테 칭찬은 못할 망정, 혼을 냈어요. The parent didn't compliment the kid, but rather, they got mad at them instead. 그 부모는 애한테 칭찬은 못할 망정, 혼을 냈어요. I was thinking they'd compliment their kid, right? But no, they scolded their kid. So it's kind of like, I was thinking they were going to do this, but no, actually what happened was, so this kind of feeling you get. 사람들은 그 선수를 위로해주지는 못할 망정, 비난하기 시작했어요. 사람들은, the people, 그 선수, that player, the sports player, 위로하다, to comfort, 위로해주지는 못할 망정. So I thought that the people would be comforting the player. That they'd say, hey, it's okay. I thought that they'd comfort the player. But no, what actually happened was 비난하다 is to criticize or blame. 비난하기 시작했어요. They started blaming the player. They started criticizing. So I thought that they would be comforting the player, but no, they were starting to criticize them. We've only been doing 망정, but there's a whole nother form you can also use. Now the way it works is the same as 망정. 꿩정. If you are using a verb stem that ends with a consonant, you will attach 을지언정. If not, it'll be 릴지언정. So if you have 하다, you'll get 할지언정. And if you have 먹다, you get 먹을지언정. This form has the same meaning and the same usage as 망정. What's the difference? This form sounds slightly stronger than 망정. Even if, and I'm going to do one example sentence of this. 버스를 15시간. So the bus, 15 hours, 타다. So to ride the bus 15 hours, 탈지언정. Even if I'm riding the bus for like 15 hours, right? Even though I may ride it for 15 hours, or even if I do that, okay? Sure, fine. Still, B. 비행기를 탈 수는 없어요. 비행기를 타다, to ride an airplane. Fly in an airplane. I can't fly in an airplane. Even if I gotta take a bus for 15 hours, I just can't fly an airplane. I would rather take a bus for 15 hours than fly in an airplane. 버스를 15시간을 탈지언정. 비행기를 탈 수는 없어요. All right, that was our lesson for today. Thank you everyone for coming, and I will see you again next time. 그럼 다음에 또 봐.